umin thano ba umin hello naza thayu nam okay thank you net hong boy hian nangai themu gendang hichu nunga kimsi to boy tu ni tha speaker ding no chanchin thuneu khat ka se hintin I topic ngo che hi ale career in aviation and hospitality industry eligibility criteria its perks and scope hi en nunglu te na nangai hitin so the floor is yours sister Kimsi.
Okay. Thank you very much, Miss Lina. And tunit ha ahung ki khom ho jo se participant jo se nabon si Kevin ni ha pha. And tunit ha say due to hiale career in aviation and hospitality hin. Hitsi hi cái experience dung zuya kan say de hin qualification ho I say mas penin criteria I say utin criteria eligibility criteria higa say wa le minimum to 12 pass hi jengin 12 pass hi le hi jengin academic career 60% alo le star mark alo le letter mark mu ngaya ti na yong hipon very basic minimum ta pass lekha 12 hin chaya hi le laya hi result hoi be se alo long le kison la langai pon chi career hi en ki choose se in hospitality sector hi le aviation sector hi le ani ni a hi lucrative hi gelin ani ni a hi very good scope hi in abana international level ge yang chi na thei mun hi in chu ke minimum hi 18 to 24 years ki ka hi career hi ki sim le phain 18 to 24 years Hichusung hi very important stage in sa kona hi na career na ki molding hit hi ahin. So tingle hichi career te ani ahi grooming to personality development plus English communication hi athupi in aviation industry che dinga le chun I choose nom le wang chun height athupi in ye chu height hi angai important hi in hinla hospitality sector wang chu height athupi be se upon hidong la tu lang hin hospitality sector ti wangin 5-star hotel ho 6-star 7-star hotel ho hin height kisan hin sei jeng jivin tu ara hi ki hona ko na hin amhon demand hin bo jeng jivin 5 feet 5 inch be heading ailo ale 5-7 heading ti ho ge ya hin sei jivin wa hotel industry no hiti chon hin sei jeng jivin hidong le adang dang ti a hi ta hin chu very limited very few in alang pia ga saying in hotel industry hi suti ta height hi ho be se pon hi wang airline hi lawang son height hi angai mong in height hi izat na height hiam chi dung zuya so na weight na zong so proportionate hi kin ngain na BMI range an ngain hi BMI range as on uma le son chi height and weight criteria so na pass ahead next thing angai chu hi ala chon communication hi English hi in international language English hi ja hi muntin zo sia English bo hi angai chan hi ja chu English ong chu hi ti ta zo American accent hello le British accent ti ho ge ya chu hi ti ho ge ya chu bo ngai pon accent ho hi thupi sa be se povin but na pau ho zo se chu amo in na customer ho hen lang koi to ni ke ho yong la het the ngain ne English tho so hi chi ai Thai ho hen lang Korean ho hen lang Japanese ho yong la amo first language English a hipon a hi wangin to international airline ho like even hotel ho and recruit a bol za jeng ni pznm tilem ho and as long as you are understood na say to het theiwa na say to za theiwa la hi jeng a het hi chi a chu atupi ma pon accent ho cho Hichi a chu ka say in English ka hep boy alo le English ka them boy ti mana ki son lal diong hipon basic minimum na he na le hi jeng next thing to ale tua hi aviation hi ga saying a very corona and he tin umzong le it's always been a high demand hin koi career choose nom holding so aviation hi ho industry hi tua jong corona sung hi wanga hi Qatar Airways hi in Emirates hi in recruitable pan kita ven am ho en to recently 2 months ago ang jun Qatar Airways and recruit hen bolin I mean form hin hongin vacancy ometi hong ki hen it's all bang ho chigi ala jun itabangin corona hen lang itabang situation hi dong le a career hi umjing jing thei career hi ahong kyong hong jing in it's ya chu lekha simnom lo ho alo le gang chala sum lo nom but at the same time career jong hoi abana scope jong international level out in thei hodin mon in si adei hoding azu it's a very good opportunity or like very good career in it azu air hostess ato mana tong ho be ti na thei chu hitapon e chu competition hi munjo se a hai tan government job le bol ho bo chu na tong hi pon government job bo chu na to na ke wa na hitapon tulai hi ibol na thei het na lang hen lang I thep na lang yong le so jo se a zo hi ki ha bola hi a le a phain e chu etun airline a hen lang hotel industry a he jong le career nin kisi margin you can even become a general manager of group of hotels only taken based in Maldives hen lang based in India hi jong le group of hotels jo sinangin nang under aga umjo it's an gi ham khana na power umaitan so it's not like stewardess akong ki patna chilai ge kathung thei na dem tia ki son lal na ding hipon alole mamuli momo F2 mamuli cabin crew aga alut mana flight attendant aga hi cabin service director ge ga kai mo hi pon tulai su ema own performance zungzui hen nang ma persistence na ne ya tingle tom ngai na ne ya alson ep career zong le excel na hi yang the hen chichu ka sei no min tun kema ken zong countries so around 150 destinations more than that hejang so hitan tin so do se he ka cover gam ta bang hitan ta chu ema own personal chi ding hen lang le chun isum no idan ham khat ke paiding plus planning bol na time looting pi hotel ka dham hoilai lai ka visit dham itti ka ki mancha dham so do se bol na ho time loot in plus money yong involve hen heda chu hi career na loot na ala chun so do se chu you are paid to travel you are paid for your travel in so ye as a pan apa hen in fact once time gone it cannot come back again it's ya chu tuahi at young age are traveling na bola plus at the same time paid na hi alison nang dinga chu when you reach like your 40s or your 30s you already cover half of the continent alole most of the countries na cover ditan it's ya chu ji tingle lifestyle dung ya say yong le salary hi international ho hi at least 6 digit in aki panjeng ji in minimum flight attendant hi jong le 6 digit na aki panjeng hen etu chu India ito le wang chu yenge from them khat chu from nante because beginners jong hi experience ong nei lo hi alson but when you work international airlines like Qatar or Emirates or British Airways as Lufthansa kitho ho khunile minimum 6 digit alo jeng hen on ki pantil til ho so but the more you have money the more you can use it and the more you can help in others or ipitin naman nomam nang day dia naman the so you get independent from you get freedom from money so it's very good you can also sustain yourself help your family ading la adang dang ngai cha ho na king na kang ho kisan ya na kem zo de hin la nang in neo cha hambo rom cha hambo na mu a son mi khat na ga ki thopi go zon la ki thopi ni so ha hen ti zo hen ke la adona ti zo hen plus I feel that it's the same for everybody it should be the same for everybody hen jeng la aviation na ito hiya lasun hotel ho airline sa ho minimum 4-star hotel alo 5-star hotel bana i rank hong san lung ya chu presidential suite alole luxury suite ho am ki jeng zi in ta chu ele ke rang dung ke rang a chu CSD rang a chu hoilai hotel la kal hunjong la my room was always the biggest alole room a chu library ho imajo se benefits facilities so tamjing jing a hen see also the more you grow in the company you work for you are being recognized na labor ho tele na to na ho jo se na to na phat na ho jo se so company na repay na bol hen so yeah so it's good it's like you're always winning it so tingle hotel industry aga say kit leng hotel industry a hi India atong ho pam langa achi wala son salary hi double hi jeng ji minimum double hi jeng ji plus you get accommodation transport na mo into to airline na hin accommodation of you transport of you in fact some countries are even offering tax free salary like Qatar Airways also tax free in sang som na san long example sang som na san long sang som ma chu cheng khat ge ya ka alo hin tax so yeah, so then also na account na losing tips bang in. Yeah, so you are getting everything tax free. But again, other countries who taxable country who so here also yes, you have to pay some tax as per the government in. So you choose it hoi chalai so na preferam hoi lai so na si nomam so nang na ki choose say thai. Abana tua aviation industry hen lang hotel industry yung nahin to nahong khop lang ting le titaute like let's say 5 years 10 years and to zo nahin to zo nangin you can also start your own hita hotel on the konte ahilawale you can also start your own institution like now how this rahi humkido ham so tabang mga you can become your own boss you can become your own entrepreneur hitahin and the thing is that everything needs money in so my advice would be earn while you are young make as much as you can and then you can become your own boss you can be helping hand or you can help others hitahin Sisi atu ema independent hi ngain independent hi lawala ko sa aki kem do pon tun thang phat rahi hi ipiti hung ke pat do ham ga sei leng because I am a board of director at rahi eche rahi ahi northeast ahi youth ho hi venal potential nei tam ta in umin hinla career guidance mulo alole which career ka choose dam lekha la kasim nom to pon alole lekha kasim novangin ka in kuten a support jo bovin ti hi itam in umuven adi sana amy ho la hin ti hi atam ka sain eche ja asu kalungia la hi rahi hungke pat masanga ko na hi northeast inlang kong kile tengle heta hi institution khat honding delami unemployed hi ho he youth ho he amo he employable soding amo le mo be ki wa theidiu aten la family on ke support theidiu ti lungyal he kan nei jing he he lungyal kan nei ji a chu ning kuma hong do a chu kong ha ya chu ta he kan pat he he rahi hong ki pana he Rahi meaning to yale Red Wings Air Hostess and Hospitality Institute in office he Bora service opposite to SB Deora College Amin abana hi rahi ahe ka course ho hi hale two types ka win career course o min modular course hin career course ho hi abona 11 months is okay in career course hi aviation and hospitality certificate akitin abana khatsu hospitality langsang nga bo chinom ho ading tumin umin ating le khatsu comprehensive certificate in aviation and hospitality CCAH in khatsu comprehensive certificate in hospitality management CCHM in basically khat koi tabang ham khatsu aviation langa bo chinom le aviation lang ki choosing koi tabang ham hospitality langa lunglut le hospitality lang ki choosing again fees are also very much reasonable in ayetu kasay bangami ho adi sana emite phatsum na dinga ka gel hin etu ya so northeast in general hin lang hijong le emite in particular ka gel hin so ya so fees are very much less to other institutions in Kabolin abanin modular course ato hialaton there's no age limit but for career course the one should be 18 to 24 years I think both boys and girls and join in. It's not only for girls. Some people have a notion that it's Aviation Hospitality Institute numayabo heti igelji ben iwang hipon. There are many people pasal tam taong manager langge cabin service director lagi langge ya promotion kayong o umin but yeah Amy wang so ipon hije kasay nan so hila pasal dingaw that na may dingaw that hin aban in modular course hi lewanson kyo to arahi ahe grooming kanewin aban in self development in English enhancer kanewin aban a basic computer course la nom umin it's a whole modular course ho hi there's no age limit. You can become or you can join any time of the year, any time of your age, anytime in so 6 months course in I wang career course then wang so wang 11 months in. After 11 months we give 100% job placement to corona ningkum chala corona and once again it's ayeng say the be say yung hipon this year ako na hon di dama ako na to around 20 plus students ho he yo rahi ako na placement kapi kamutan but yeah airline ho and hon ba lo ji achon 5-star hotel ho placement ka bolvin but again one thing is there that airline course la chu ma chun hotel in tong te di jong le just because airline and vacancy ko lo ya chu vacancy lo la ya so tong te di jong le what we do in rahi is that ama ho chu ke ho and he chinu ham pa ham chu ama in aviation a choose ya chu aviation industry amu to ka sa so we keep giving them information okay tun qatar race and recruitment involved in date his an example amo ja ten lati chu hin yeah, so notify ka bola unless the person says no I'm very happy with my job I don't want to continue or I don't want to go to any other sector but as long as the student wants, we are always helping them and we are always giving them the correct guidance. Plus training he mostly he to rahi ahe in training department ka training he to peak asa in why because if a person is trained as per the market demand, as per the HR's demand, as per how the HRs are expecting so those say he kagelin training kapezi in sharing all my 15 years of experience and also adang me nationality ho adang ho ipiti po how they are recruiting the students ho so dung zuya to kaloy ka goal ho ho dung zuya to it's a student ho train ka bol ji hin student ke use hi pon trainer dang ho zo seong ka vet tu hin a trainer dang ho long hin student ho and a hil ho hi standard hi ke phat sa hinam ka tin ti dan chu ke ken ka hil dana chu hi alson ke chon international standard na ka hil hin ai chu amho and itabanga HR on demand and ham chodung zu ya ki hila hi chu enong tabang chu kin experience sa hi ta ya chu it's a trainer dang ho in student it hil ham song chu ka vet tu zia tin le student ho khat to chun a het thelo hi ang le I always make ways how to make them understand or how to make it easier for them to hin to always working together with other trainers as well as the students at now after 11 months student in training handball citing like his training sunga to student gets to learn grooming abana a personality develop ke bol English communication ho abona train ke bola. And after that, dungzuya to ama and training hindsighting the student after he or she completes 11 months, placement ading so once a student is trained in Rahi, the person stands a good chance of getting the job. Why? Because like I say, training is a backbone for any kind of institution. And once training to fulfill his training to certified completely his the HRs, whoever comes for recruitment, we also hold conduct campus recruitment ke ho rahi ahe abang tenle hotel hoilailam kana hongji ventele but they come only to recruit rahi students easy in here because we have a tied up with more than 75 top multinational companies. I think that also India and abroad. Some students we have placed in Dubai, some students we have placed in Canada. Also so in just a short span of time, worldwide na kakihet pi ho, HR ho, kaloy ho, hoi lai atong ho, so to heta su kiki alais kabola ta su channel kiki sim ahin. It's easy as student ho he abang bang appearance ho when India ka hiel sa nompoy, lo le Guwahati hiel sa nompoy ti ho bang so le yeah, we give them a hotel hile hoi lai job hile. Obviously Guwahati as airline base ompon minimum Kolkata be hinga airline base in the asa tusan gia wa hin Guwahati hi line sija to koi tabang ham parents and restriction and ya alison we give them preference for okay Guwahati sungbo ai lo ala India sungbo ti hin. But if somebody's parents is like okay send anywhere the day they in ana solve the hi kacha nu kacha pa so nang khona hi and if the student is willing to go, then yes, we do all our best to send them outside so that they make their life, they make their career. And at the same time, kaga visit kizi in students who na to save hinam abana and enjoyable hinam panam amading as most importantly since they are away from their parents and they're just like 18 19 kids tabang even so I always get in touch with the employers asking them their well-being if they're fine and all, and also keeping in touch with the students themselves that panam how's the food or how's the salary, are you happy or not, tihoy feedback kalazing is given, so which is very good. It's like we are nurturing them like almost like their parents. So that's what we do in Rahi. And yeah, our vision is to empower the youth of India. In mission I already said a little bit. Mission is to enable the youth of India to become employable, ensuring sustainability, livelihood, and thereby reducing the hardship in our country. A whole country, saying in Northeast lack of employment itambe se na sisi khat jong hi government job keu se nga lew hen arole government job keu se hi kinet pinan lew hen. Ultimately what we end up doing is we just go back to the field, maybe we'll start doing cultivation, and then which is not enough. Poverty increase yang zin ema be ki support thea le phain insung mi support zo ta along ele be ki ba zo ngai hin no me hi dong lehen ele ki support the ngain tu lai chu pasal ke use depend the hipon pasal long chu ita ema ki tom la angain. I always believe in one thing that my father has said when I was a kid, that independent when it comes to earning, you should be independent regardless of who you get married to, regardless of who your father is, regardless of who your brother is or who your relative is. I also want to give the same thing to the youths, both boys and girls, that never think that you are less, even if your academic career is not up to the mark or not up to the expectation of your parents or up to the expectation of you yourself. But then don't think that you are less and try to find ways where you can excel. Hoi chu na talent ham, hoi chu nang dinga nakiwa na thei hungi dam, chu na ki hol do ding, hichu dung zuya chu nang long na to a hichu dung zuya chu na ki ha bola so you will get success in anything you do it. There's nothing like hichibobo to kabol ngai tin ompon to again aviation and hospitality topic kasi wangahi. Maybe for 1 or 2% or maybe few of you might not be preferring this field, but what I want to say is that any field is good for you as long as you enjoy the work, as long as you are happy doing it, as long as you can provide for yourself and become independent and also be a provider for your family. So now it's up to you whether which profession you want to choose. You want to spend your whole time becoming graduate or again postgraduate, master, PhD, adu ada na bola time na spend na time waste hi isa nga so. I would say that 12 itaya gantay banga na to khat imu thai na ding lampi ngai tu le phazoi ka tia chu ka ge ke chu ke ge le because even me after I finished 12, I started working. I started becoming independent kahin. And I find it is very good because independence makes you a lot of learning experience na pain, and it makes you very much matured also. When it comes to when you are the breadwinner of your family, when you are the provider of your own self, then you become very, very mature. Hey. It's so maturity ho ading angay ka sain ay so India ahi ni venale sadang ho let's say foreigner American ho alole European ho to 13 years on they are already working like Starbucks or pawato olole McDonald's ho ipipihama to wata cham hole mo cham chama ke support jeng jiwa hen e ho te cho le kha sim yo inao inule pa in now sen banga e ki gela e yong so e ki gel bang banga so now sen banga ki gel it also hung ki lo do ding hung ki hambol ding ti hi I hloma hen every household and ti chun ka gelen ti chun kamu ke ho le ke ho veng le au hen ti tu he alang pia se ding ha he chi also mi ho khan to no to e ho khan to na he te ka ala son mi he kholang pe age ji tan amo and 18 19 hen pa ting la son they are already getting a lot of experience easy tan plus they are earning plus they can support themselves easy o te zo chuti ji po o te zo 25 ihung lin ting le na to akizi do ji hi live and their parents will be like zi lo loin no over is the tayo kiti hopo pressure stress in and then a lot of people a lot of youths some of them even commit suicide in it's holong hi cho jo se ji hin pressure stress ji ami tam ta hin holong achan lo ji alo le marks hoi lo ji family to family face ngam low family to face halo it's holong tam ta mi depression a se ji it's ji a cho jo se lo na dinga cho in sung min long it's out there het them du it's out there no in wala pa hay ta so het them to chi diun chu ka dein hay cho hin hoi khave achi al zon aban hong kile thai ta bon that's why we need to acknowledge as a parent we need to acknowledge our children ap amo de ham ken lekha simin kati mana cho ama en alunglut lawa so pilanga alunglut ham alunglut na lang zo aso ka encourage ka cheer le phain ka support le phain alunglut na nei ho chu hele support le phan alunglut na le lo sa alunglut lo na khana ki son te yang zo akan de pon it's ja so cha te lo het them du cha te lunggel het pi wa am hon jong cha te no nu le pa ko ma lunggel isei wa open ta isei do thei ni divin ka de so tele mental sickness in a lo du depression a chi lo du and ultimately everybody will be happy nang happy ni hiding nu le pa ultimately happy ti aso khet them to du ka de ni abanin ji rahi ahe job placement hi guarantee in his yengin hi aso ka say banga training hi backbone hi in training hen sai do se so bona job ka pi che ka pi le yang hen to batch current batch hong ki chai ting le ta so placement ka pat ki di uta Haji Atsun, anyone who has a doubt or who has a question, you can ask me any questions that you like to have. And if you have any concerns about this industry, about anything, you can ask me. I will try to answer as much as I can, as much as I know, so that it can clarify your doubts.
Hello, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay, ma'am. I also like to ask some question.
Yes, please.
Will it be okay, ma'am?
Yeah, it's okay. Please go ahead.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, what hurdles do you overcome while you achieve your dreams, and give us some tips for interview skills while entering to aviation industry as a cabin crew?
Okay. First of all, I really appreciate your question. Yeah, the hurdles, yes, everywhere there's hurdle, everywhere there's you need to struggle a lot. So same way, even I had struggled myself when I was making my career, when I have chosen this path, I also had struggle. To be honest, it was my struggle was financial struggle actually. So my father was unable to provide the deposit amount which was required by the airline. You know, domestic airline, you need to have some deposit. I think that time it was I'm sure that now it might be 1 lakh plus, I think, for deposit. Maybe some airlines will even ask you 1 lakh 50 or 2 lakhs as a deposit, which is refundable. But in my time, they had asked me about 50,000, so which was not available at that time with me nor with my father. So I had to ask the airline to give me some days to arrange for the money, and fortunately they agreed. And after that, I came home and I spoke to my father about this thing, that we need to gather some around 50,000 bucks, which is the airline's requirement. And then that's how me and my father, we started. He started asking from his friends or relatives and all that. And to my to my good luck, there was one godfather. He gave me the 50,000, and that's how I was able to give it. And how I went to Mumbai, it was the time when I started flying with Jet Airways. So I was based in Mumbai. I took that 50,000, and that godfather, who is a friend of my father, he had given me 50,000 plus. He had given me another 5,000 also, because I had to travel and then I did not have any money. So my dad had only 800 rupees in his possession. So which was like it was not even enough for me to take it there. And even that 5,000 was not even enough for me to survive there, for to get a house or to get a stay in hostel and all that. But then again, I just leave everything to God. I took that 50,000 plus that 5,000 that he gave me. So total, I took 55,000. Then I went to Mumbai. I gave the 50,000 as demand draft to them, and 5,000 I kept it. And how long I will survive it with that 5,000. So it was like the airline gave us accommodation for 1 week, and after that 1 week, it was we need to search for a place to stay. So my struggle basically was financial struggle. So which is the reason why I made up my mind that day onwards that I will overcome this financial struggle anyhow, because it was not a good thing. It can even break you down, because if you are interested in a particular field or something, and then you are getting some failure or some drawback which is not as per you, or which is because it's not right that I give up my career just because I cannot get the money. So that's why I made up my mind that I will ensure that this thing doesn't happen again. So I had struggled a lot. I excel in all my exams the airlines has conducted. I always get 100% out of 100 marks. I always make sure that I get 100, because below 100, I'd never want to get it down. As a result of that, my performance shoot up, and then that's how the airline recognized me, and then they kind of gave me a lot of compliments pertaining to my academic career and all that, and also my performance. Customers have appreciated how I help them and how I work. I was passionately working for it, because I know how the struggle was real. How to get in there was not an easy task. When I went there for the interview, it was a lot. I think around 200 or 300 people came that day when I went for the interview, and I never thought that I will be selected also. But again, to my luck, I got selected. And when so then I realized how much people are dying to get there, how much people want to get the job. And then everything happens, everything falls in place after that. So I got selected. And then after getting selected to the airline, after working there for like 3 4 years, I realized that it was not going to be the dream job or the dream career that I wanted, because in terms of money and all that, it was not enough. To live in Mumbai, you need at least a lakh salary to survive. And also because the house rent itself was around 20,000. And if you're getting like 45, 50, it was not enough for you to save anything. Hardly whatever you get was just enough to make your daily expenses, your house rent or your electric bill and all that. So that's why I had moved to Qatar Airways, because of again the financial issue. The money was, I was not able to save as much as how I wanted to save. So I applied for Qatar Airways, and then I went there. I gave the interview. I got again selected. After that, I went there, and until like another like 10 years, I worked there with them. And that's how I overcome all these financial hurdles and financial problems that I have. And here I am today because I made that decision that time. And I am very thankful to my family who has supported me in all of this journey. And that's my assets, and that's what I would like them to be happy all the time. And that's what I do every day to make them happy, because they have been there for me thick and thin in all the storms. They are always with me. And that's how I have overcome all this. Of course, with prayer, there's always there. God is always there first. And then here comes your family and your own persistence, your own will and your own desire to achieve that. It always gives you success. That's how I overcome my hurdles and all that. I hope I clear it out.
Yes, ma'am, you do. You clear all of some of my doubts. And my second question is, ma'am, give us some tips while going for interviews in the
Mm,
aviation industries for a cabin crew. Because I myself is one of the, I also aspire to become a cabin crew. So,
okay, okay. Well, if you, first of all, what is your height? May I know what is your height?
ma'am, I also do calculations in all those heights, BMI, and fortunately, I am 5.7.
Okay, 5.7,
Yes,
then
ma'am.
yes, 5.7, yes, you can. Well, if I may ask you one more question, have you ever given any interview so far about airline?
I haven't given interviews for an airline industries, but I do some experience, interview experience in media field and in some of those male pageants, ma'am.
Okay, so you haven't actually given the real airline interview, right? So then
Yes, ma'am.
my advice would be, since you already have a height, so is your weight proportionate to your height?
Right now, actually not, ma'am. I'm over. I'm over.
You're always okay, okay. Then yes, first things first, you need to get your weight come down to your proportionate height. And yes, second thing that is required is when you go for your interview, what you see is what you get. This is what I believe. So you need to be very well dressed in a business attire. Again, the third thing that is required is you need to have a pleasant personality. That is, you need to be approachable, you need to be polite, humble. And when you go for your interview, when they ask you any kind of questions, first things I think every interviewer or any HR asks is, tell me something about yourself. This is what they ask. This is what they have asked me, and this is what they have been asking all these years. So it's like an idiot proof. So you need to be able to give your introduction in a manner that you are able to portray your personality, your inner skills, what you have, because the HRs are human, they cannot read your mind. So that's the reason why you need to be able to tell them that what is your skills and what are your talents if you have. So, and then if the HR ask you to, let's say, dance, just dance. If the HR asks you to sing, just sing. It doesn't matter, because maybe you have written somewhere in your hobby that you like singing or you like dancing or whatever, maybe. So I have had some of my students who have been asked to sing or who have been asked to dance. And yes, I definitely tell them, if the HR asks you to do that, just do it. It doesn't mean that he is going to laugh at you, or it doesn't mean that he is showing you that you are nothing, or just he doesn't bother about you. No, he just want to see that how much of a team player you are, how much you are willing to be able to mingle with any kind of nationality, because maybe you are going to work with different nationality, or if it is international company, or if it is an international airline, and if it is domestic airline or domestic company, you will be working with different castes of people, different tribes of people. You won't get to work with like cookie only, or you won't get to work with your Northeast people only. So you have to be able to gel with them. So that's why they see all these things when you are being interviewed. This is what I have observed it, and it's always been the same. So I would suggest you that you be able to tell your introduction in a manner that is crisp, it's short. At the same time, it has all the values and all the things the HR are looking for, like your skills, what are your personality like. You need to highlight it to them. You need to highlight your strength, and also your long-term goal, how long you want to stay there, and then how what will be your long-term goal in that particular company. So they want somebody who can stay for at least a long time, not like they recruit you today and you stay for like 6 months and then you move like that. So they want this kind of things. So you need to be prepared for an introduction that is good enough, which has all the informations that I have just told you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. My last question, you wouldn't mind answering to that, right, ma'am?
Tell
Okay.
me.
Ma'am, suggest us, some good airlines for a male steward. Keeping in mind that we are from Northeast.
Suggest some airlines, as in, I don't really get that.
Airline industries like Indigo, there is AirAsia, this and that. So, like keeping in mind that we are from Northeast, like you might have some experience about how we Northeast appear, and our potentials and all. So, suggest us some good airlines where we can give for interview
Okay.
there.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, men are not much in this airline which we have in India right now. Like I think Indigo don't have boys yet, and SpiceJet, I think they have boys. So very few airlines in India has boys. So first of all, when you are applying for any airline, you need to check which airline has boys, which airline takes men as well. So you choose that airline, then accordingly you apply. For example, if the airline doesn't recruit men, then you cannot apply for that. So you need to be checking on that first. Secondly, you need to also check if you are comfortable in Hindi, because I see most of the time in the airlines in India, like Indigo, SpiceJet, and all that, like others, they want you to know Hindi as well. Like when I went for Jet Airways interview, I was asked to do my introduction. I was asked to talk about Assam in Hindi. They asked me to talk about Assam in Hindi, like anything, any uniqueness or whatever that I have in Assam, and that I need to deliver in Hindi. So same thing, like if you are looking for Indian airlines, I mean the airlines in India, then you need to know Hindi as well. You don't need to be expert, but at least you need to be able to converse. You need to be able to talk to them. So that even if it is broken kind of Hindi, yes, you need to be able to converse with them. So you need to know Hindi. And other thing comes again, like which airline is preferring for your type. So you go according to that airline. Some airlines they do have more height criteria, and depending on that, again, yes, you cannot apply for that if something is shortcoming or shortfall for you. So I would suggest that you see all of these things and then you apply accordingly. In India, I think one thing I would like to say here is that if you want your career to be progressing, then you should choose for full service airlines, because if you work in low cost careers, low-cost carriers like Indigo, SpiceJet, I think Go Air. I don't know, maybe others also, but any airline which is low cost will not give you much knowledge and will not, your experience will not be counted. Like I have some of my friends who we joined together in Qatar Airways. I went from Jet. It was a full service airline. I used to fly international as well, even when I was in Jet Airways. So however, some of my friends who came from SpiceJet, who came from Indigo and all that, their promotion was way longer. Mine, it took like in 6 months, I became premium crew, and another 6 months again, like that. It was very fast for me. So within 2 years, I became a cabin service director. So for me, it was very fast. So, but my friends who came from other airlines, for them, they need to be in this Qatar Airways for like 2 years plus, 2 years, 2.5 years, because our CEO, Mr. Al Baker, he don't like if somebody is coming from low cost, because his perception is that if you are working in a low cost career, because you're not doing any service, you're just doing selling is not a service. So when you do a service, that's the actual time where you actually do a 5-star service or enhanced service. That's why if you're working for a low cost, you're basically selling. So it's like you are as good as a retail staff. Basically, you are just selling it. Yes, no doubt that you are trained for safety purpose, for the flight, for the aircraft, for the customers. But then at the same time, when it comes to service, when it comes to finesse and all that, you need to be a part of the service airline. Then only you'll be able to make your experience count, and then you will have more human touch on that. And then your experience will be counted if you apply for other international airlines. So I would suggest you apply for Vistara. I think Vistara is a full service airline and is a good airline. And in India, I think only Vistara. I think I know only Vistara for now. Maybe others are all low cost, or maybe others are, low frill airlines. So I would say that go for Vistara for now. And I think they even hire for men as well. I hope I clear your doubt.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for clearing all my doubts, and it's worth it joining this session. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much, and thank you to the what's that?
To who? Lina.
No, ma'am. The one who is hosting this.
Lina. Yes, Lina.
Oh, it's Kangdong Lamhil. I also like to
Oh,
thank
okay.
Kangdong Lamhil for giving us this opportunity.
All right. You're welcome. Okay. Is there any other questions? Hello?
You can see chat box has on our main question. Today, YouTube lang has on question our main. Abantan kanin hin simpang kating kanin hin don but nang.
Okay.
Kasi nom to question ho kasim tha masanga hin mipi ho na member ho hin e pawa hai ta inki selling ki do leo hen e ho ding a chi platform hi it's opportunity hoi penin te kati in na pau danga ki hil na jong tam piu ma hin na tu ni ha hi e pawa thin set na iki sei pi do thayo sister kim si in jong ade dan ta e pawa thing se lai se pi thei wa hi na he chi e pa ven hoi ta en ki do thei leo hen e hon zo i het na pau hi ki chi pending en ka ging cha en I feel the question to in sim thang ka ting rahi hi hoi lai mu na ham ma ki ven it's hi nangin chat box hi hoi ta khat bei details ho hi tu ni tha verbally na se ya hi zong na chun anaki not do thei di wala ba chun na thai na khuti la wa hi le maybe chat box out to a detailed address for tonight here on the pantin na chichu a hi in chichu adang tanain ko thedinga hi le na second question to ha le rahi ahi fees course kila na man hi fees is that ham chule hichi a training jaw na dinga hi interview ai lo le test bol ngai ham direct nga join ball jing hin ham ti hin che ni chin don with you.
Okay. First of all, thank you very much. Koi question ham kahepon hidong le kakipa Rahi he for now khana ma he Guwahati na. Guwahati Ulubari mon Bora service kom SB Dera College opposite na Makhanbok building kitweta sana san hinten. It's a Makhanbok building a whole 4th floor 402 apartment sisung chuku hiyeng ka office chu. It's a laya ho na hong wale na mudi hujenge. Abana rahi a course ho hi course zil masanga yes definitely achu interview hungain ye chu interview hung ho chu interview kala ji hin interview kila ting chu le ama English communication ichan na same ngayam alo le ahet na chu ichan gya umam EPP het sa angayam ichan gya training pi ngayam ti hoi het ngayin a plus a physical fitness song het ngayin abang bang chu phone a ikeu pia le chun aki hepon abang bang chu ile a khot lang khat itham khat long hungjing umji na ka sai dinga jo physically fitness o angai o umpon ji ja chu physical fitness angai ja chu hung they need to come down hungwa office a hung diu tingle interview kala ji ka ken kala lo long le ka marketing team hon ala ji hen ai wanga final a PI round chu personal interview personal round chu ken kala ji hen he ji a chu chi interview a chu ama chu I changia training pi ngayam a physical fitness on scan ka bol zia like while talking to them ke hopi pet ten so like quick scan ga ke bol zia ke be zia hen he chu in interview through he interview a chu then and there ka say pe jitan at koi tabang ham ha height ahin low alola physical fitness awat marjon itabanga airline langa lunglut jong le air hostess alola cabin crew adinga lunglut jong le false hope kapiji pon na direct nga on the face aka say pe jing he in nang physical fitness he is in unfortunately nang aviation course na bol thailo de he nang lunglut le jong chun ken nang false hope kapi nom pon false hope kapi nom lo ya su on the spot na ka say pe na hi ka ti jing ji ya wang cho ma chun ai boy hospitality sector a be bol thai dham ti ar so hospitality sector is okay ye so achidinga chu hi thaidinga le again ya hot ho tham khat ho hi a lo le a physical fitness hospitality sector criteria lo la more requirement ge ya dinga on fit lo le chun he chong chu kala de lo hena amo sum la abana zo wa ga kinep sa ting le akhon na le ga pi lo ding lo akhon na le na to mu lo de chu kyong kanom poi because reputation ra hi reputation hoi ta ka koi nom hin ji a chu min jong phat chom bin dinga chu amo chu zo hope ka piji poi direct nga ka sai pe ji na number khat chu hi ala chon ai ta chu ji a chu course hi hongjil de hospitality hi tham khat man from kitele tham khat ki hi na hospitality sector hi ki hi na bana aviation langa hi tham khat of course aircraft ki ho classroom no aircraft cabin ka nei win he aircraft a chu mo in direct nga classroom flight sunga to bang ho classroom ma hin he sunga ho class kala ji hin ating la mo flight sunga he ti omen flight seat ho ti hin koi ta bang ham khat chu ahin ho a chapang ho chu 18 19 years ho be pho chu flight na to khale he jong he ka ti hong ji wa chu he jo jong mo jong chu on in-house training aga mo abana lab ho grooming lab ma abana hospitality sector hospitality sim ho lab ka nei win it's a lab ma chu hospitality iti plating ball dham ipiti napkin ho full ball dham ito biam ne cha minute details ho gya ta chu ka hil jiu hin chung so na chu hotel ho ang ka che ji hotel ho ang student ho ka puijin tingle Guwahati ahela airline base om lo as airport bo visiting airport visit na ka puijin aviation student ho cho airport visit na ka che tingla mo in airport so actually airport iti ham counter hoilai jo ip bol ham x-ray bol na adu ada cho detail practical ka vet sa ji te practical ka puiji ho abana ke hilo ka associate ho ka staff ho inta jo puiji Chichu hin aben hotel as hi kinarjun 5-star hotel ai fine dining itabang hidham fine dining hi actually a ipiti bol dham so hi theory a akihila institution a kion hospitality lab kanei wang wa cho amo hi hospitality student ho hotel a kapui ki ji ye cho hotel tied up ka bol ya so mo koma ka student ho kan sol de hin amo so ititi bol dham so fine dining experience then na hil diu na vet sa diu so tele amo and actually na to hen mu wa min hen goi ting so they already know something tisu hen which is ya so chan gya so state of the art training ka pesi hin ya so mo hoi ta pa chong pin ka bol hen so fees regarding fees ya so like I said amo hi student ho hong ji teng lo a physical fitness ho im zo se all round akivet zo ting so henge aviation course la thei nahi ti teng sun aviation course man chu ki sei pia abana chichung sona chu 15% discount ka peji है ना chichu keima director keima hina discount ajo ka peji hen abana tingle koi ta bang what financial issue ne yal chun zero EMI financial assistance on ka peji hen he chu finance company ho to tied up ka bolen amazon ke thopi amazon te as support bol ja tingle students on ahin citing so once the person starts working it thinks na hin to pana ko na ticho iza akiboro ham hecho mana ki pi pa self independent thei ta thei yeah so he jong so facility ong so coin abanin ticho hi lowa ayong le koi de bang wa chun monthly a ka pay the thi ong la fees ho cho admission fee cho pi a abana dang ho so monthly a pay ti ong mai abang mang chun le ho po ye one time a ka pay chai de ti so one time a pay chai ong min abang mang chun ke bang ka zo lo de hi ka kanul ka man zo lo de ti ho so ile amo de bang banga there's a category amo they choose that category amo in AP categories amo dinga fit here he just ke choose you it does course ho hi hospitality hi around again kasay mga one time api ho chu home je ay chu one time hi ya chu kangai jang kit na one time api ho chu within 1 month api ho chu home kina within 3 months api ho chu them khat tam je bana every month api ho chu hele like chu ti dam interest hom ki thoi ti le tam je ti but one time hi aljon sick hospitality ho hi around 70 ho hong hi beta 65-70 ho beta chung so na cho 15% discount ka pay kit zin so it's very minimal amount hin adang institution ho to te dinga chu to aviation course la na mai mayang he 2 lakhs allow hin aviation course ai tin le hospitality ai 1 lakh allow hin to so ke ya ken to rahi ai 1 lakh mala 1 lakh 1 lakh mala chu around 70-60 ham hin hospitality as abana aviation ajo hi arjun say banga chu one time api ele chun 1 lakh 20 ho de hin 1 lakh 20 ho mean 2 lakh ala na ajo ken 1 lakh 20 ke te so one time api hi ale abana so within 90 days api ele chun another maybe 10,000 ham more hin tin chu hi ai lo arjun every month api a hong chun every month api hong chun maximum api do so 1,50,000 bo still they are making a discount of 50,000 in the line comparing to other institutions it is a fees also to be precise hello
Thank you, Sister Kimsey. Abana hin YouTube lang a question pa daw min chu hindong katin. Where are the places that Rahi has linked for its placement?
where are it again
Rahi to linkable na placement na dinga linkable na places ko ati na. It's exam kya nangin Rahi institute kahin maybe any hotels airline ho ham khat na link na ya hele placement na dinga hi chu ahet no mo hinte
more than 75 multinational company ho to link kanne yuwa already signed ka bol with that so chichu hile within India ke use aya bana outside Canada on ka piwa abana Dubai ka piwa abana Qatar ka solwa we are also working for other countries other country hotelize bolding to nisi atet bang every time HR hoto ki hoto jing ki link sim je chu hi alson India sunglele helwa pama mai amo chu kison lal na diu niaw chat poe.
It's good. Domestic le international level la link khoi ta na nei na placement. So tu ni tha hong zao ho hin a het nom ho hi ka vet na hi le tam zo hi chu do hin nei ho hi ra hi thu hi ta in na. Ra hi thu hi a hi le hin te gel da na hin na hin pha na sa di ham wang ka he po en admission loot ding zat ho maybe a brochure chu na hin share na hin bol thei ding a hi le
brochure hi kana yu choi wa laptop ma na laptop kai phone ka lu to hai difa ka I mean like ka laptop chu gohati ke laya ka so but ka website wa me zo si so www.reddwings.com ho che lawsan.
Okay, na website chu chat box and type leo hen hi chia ko na chu mi tam pin thu do hong ho he ka vet na hi le nangin khat na hin don but zong la chu na bona hi ki bang tabang a hi lo le ra hi thu nga hi zi a hi ra hi thu hi thang pia cha ka sei banga chu na website don lu na ba le detail ai ma zo si nangin avail vela na sei ngai ta lo ba amu jing thei wa hi en na chu mi zo si na ye hi en most important to the website to correct website to alert you to people na hian na website to link to new khat to like chat box a na hinji na hin type trading a la pan tin chu tele hi ra hi thu a anadong ho zo sin tu ni thai het due to resource person nu hian ke man hin saying ka ting tu ni tha ra hi thu a hiện nom na nei ho zo sin a website hi lut leo hen a bon chu ke ya ding a hi en
adi
hi chi tai lo ba chu ken ka sei nom chi hami tia le hi chi aviation hospitality line na lu na dinga hi adang dang het nom ho zo opportunity ne yon na dong leo hen phati ham tin ka gelin ara hi chu ama institute hi en anytime a website a ilu ba amazon inboxable ba ido atheu hi en. But then, the career ruwadinga izui diwa papen so ipiham. Ichi hospitality or aviation lina ichi diwa hile. Ipikabol de ham, itika ki prepared ding ham, itilam do la ki gon ngai ham ki ho chu ama akona tips ikila theyo hi en. Rahi Institute langpa chu hile a website da idu no ba song ola imu theyo hi en. Aso a question hong ki dong ho chu kaven hile. Like interviewer ki go ding dan ti ho bang so alung lut ta ho ding a chu most important hi en na especially for the freshers ho ding a chu interview face ding dan ho dia I ki do ho chu akhana pha hi en chota bang tu do nei no mom na la ya hela chom khat na hong hi tin 9:30 jan hi ichi thei bi win hin het sa win lam kai ho en hi ze chun 9:30 ka ading en question do nom nei na la ya le na hong hi ti
question khat kan do thei de mo madam
hendongo
ki pam le jing na ho khat na mai te ho agiti la tum ben na mai khat nai hi chanan to do chikin nong na satan appreciate kan do le na azding le ke jong hi nang line to killing khat bi ham kilo themai pu na nei ka hi nai gam sung inam sung wa ding ai ke yong ka kum hi ang tam thim tan chale tu la to ai ke yong hen an jiwa na ka to hi na job opportunity na sei pin hi chin kalunga to kha hian ji chu ama skill na hin sei pa chan na kan ngai chale en chale ai thei ding ala na contact number jong ka dei he jing in na ega kheu na thei chilai ta ka he nom pin khat ji ki ham ti le tua khang tha ho hi age limit umam akum hi kum za na ki pa na kum za chan ti compulsory umam
so tui aviation adinga hi 18 to 24 na 18 to 24 years hospitality ang 18 to 24 mama tulay hina munzo si a young leader young blood bo ki data so munzo si ai katina cho HR ho hi a company nei ho hi a hina mi energetic ho de ji a cho 18 to 24 years ke ka hi amon prefer but yeah ningin airline danga na to sa hi a ilole experience sa ni hi le let's say hotel dang khana lo 5-star hotel ham khana na to ta nang so 26 27 28 ho hit jong let's say 30 plus hit jong so experience nei sa ni lewang chun you can still go airline now na che thai abana hotel dang khana na che thai ai bang fresher ho dinga wang chu age limit so 18 to 24 years ke ka hechte ani ke ka hai maximum extendable wale 26 ke extendable wa akal wal extendable lo chu both airline hele hotel industry hele fresher ho dinga ai banga experience ni le bang chun 26 na wal jong le airline now na chi thai abana hotel dang khana better salary alo le better scope a hi on na chi thai chi chu
lai chu neu khat khang tha ho na to mun buina nei ji ana ti di ham etiam na to mun deisa ai banga muzolo ama ho chu physical lam panga fit ti ding thiming ke ka target list ai khugi na ka to ya na chi sungai khang tha phat ni jobless ti chu a ji a chu na ama ho ding a chu skill theidiu ham chi pi na chu kan contact no ma na madam ke ka chu chan ti tai tin na contact number wang hi lung sit ta ni pi theidiam chi chu hi
henge ko contact number the contact number ikhat pita umin lunin nei beta ai lo le na business number ang kan pi thai chu business account business number ang so
why to aki tu anan sai theida madam
website a jong chon avele chuli theidi chula mila a chi chu sei sa ma chu ai lo la khang dong la mila jong chu me
o me le
Alakin tu khat kan do thei dia mo
yenge hindongo
inga na ki ko ya hin dong kho ji hi ta mo hin dong yeng ji ta mo
ai chuba
ale lunga khat hi amial hoita ti seda ata sa yo se yong fit ale high altitude na kala hele ame da bati ho khat ko interview in hung ta le nang chun scan na bol di ya ale scan na bol na chu ti sei dia ama he len nu ai wanga chunglanga high altitude na cho mai le chun boi le ti hot bang ho chu ipiti na deal ta dem boy ki le tani na ti dem ai le ipiti na deal ta dem
chu hi le amai height phobia nei na ti nai cho na height phobia amir khan height phobia nei chu hi al chun ama ki ge ma cho hoita counseling ka bolding bana ka het ka sei de chu ichan ge ya is that level is that height na leng ham flight aircraft ho chu hi cha a chu na ama chunga ki ngam chu actually chu ken ka sei pe chu facts ho bona ka sei pe ding ichan ge ya ichan sanga leng dham ichan ge ya pressurized cabin hi dham iti ichan ge ya decompression sickness ho thei dham abana pros and cons ho jo bona ka sei pe ding chu chu ting chu ama ke gel sa ding ama ke gelin tin ama and hinge of course I will tell that iti ta phobia chu nangin overcome thei dinga ala chun nang ki gelin lang atin nangin wang chi nang chunga ki ngam hi henge height hi 32,000 feet sometimes 40,000 feet sometimes even 40 above ang ki leng ji in iti chu ai wanga chu achunga pulanga pana iwet na chun ki cha yong like skydiving ho open a ki ball hin so ki chat na ho za chom hin ai wanga to flight sung chu yela chun excuse me flight sung chu ya chun at least cubicle sung cabin sung hi ta ya chu ai mà cháu cái gì pon na ai mà cháu cái gì pon plus anoi lang naga ve na son just cloud bon mu mai thei alo le ai khat ho ipita maybe tui la he la son tui ho naga moding tele boat ship neo ho neo cha naga moding because you are very high flying it's so supposed to move in but other than that kita na him so poi so ka ti pi because kita na lo he so skydiving banga open a ki bol hilo yes ki kita na so point henge yes I have come across first time flyer ho akap zong ji na passenger ho so amo zo hong kap jeng ji in abang mang le pasal ki san hong kap ji na lai se na so ke experience a ka he na ka mu ho in ka mo ka da so just ka mo se pon he as a passenger ho bona kita na arjun maybe this student also kita mai the in na so about pros and cons ka say peding of course I will reassure her assurance ka peding chung so na chu itanggia kita umlo ham no so say peding ting chung so na aking up chat lo ala so I will not force her and then ama chunga ka ngap tha ri ama ki decide na I'll tell her to think about it and then ama hong ki gel ha ting so le positive negative ama chunga hong ki ngam ting na ka koi ri I hope I answer it clearly
khata dong dong kate chahi na student ho hi last fine khana ho ti sai dia sipai khat ju ilu na hi le chen last ho ka sam kin ji cho na sipai ho nagama ding na thi ding hi ti ho ki sai ji cho ai le wa adia airlines wan lenga ki leng ki ti cho mi hem sei thei lo e khan ni le chun ki thi thei hi jing cho abui ni le na so ta bang tu chang ko la sa ko na til khowang icha hi na le na jing de thai ai do le a chei an so a join jo wa after 1 month some 2 months some jo a le na to sit at to crash se hai de chun ki chai di ta cho na icha cho ta bang chu ipiti na vai ha jim
na say dan chu henge this ji airline job alo le cabin crew flying na cabin crew flying job he very risky hai because nahin ho chu na khona na ki choi tho jing ta bang he na chi chu di ta se ya chu chi ya chu ai banga chi ya chu min jong salary tam ta na pi in na again ga sai ding a chi chu mun jo sa risky a hisab le wang chun job jo se risky so ke la accident itia chun mun jo sa accident ki to thei in anom pe na na thi na ding pha ni lo chun thi yang de hen alo le na imot pe na na thi yang thei chi chu hin thi na hin chu ei khona ki nga ei khona om lo hen e ya su ipi job jong le it all has risk involved risk ila lo wal chun imacha ki thei pon risk la te nga hin khwa he chi ja chu heta banga hani ham be lo le job chu a risky wale kahin ho ka chan lo mai the tia bol da yang la ipi ke bol ta i bol de ta lo sula chi chu ise ya chun lo ko na chi yong le lo ko now accident ki to thei chula alo le gan hin khat to e na tha thei chula he chi ja chu mun zo se a chu he ja chu risk so ke hen risk mana se en chu ke give up yeng thei hi pon na chi ja chu ke hoi ta chi student chu hoi ta ka het sa ngai cha ka sei pi de cho jo se cho of course risk la lo wa so you will never make anything anywhere you will not get it chu ke gel dana I hope it's clear ole ka sei hin lo uma
kan ga dong ye do sam kai ho ke kami le tong pa Thomas ho ki kahin na Airports Authority of India na ka tong in airport related wan leng to ki sai lang hin na to ani senior manager engineering electrical ka hin kaga do nom jo ai pin se na ko na chu interview ho dinga pi pin ko ho na selection bol ho chu goti bowan bol hom hello le do you have any other center for selection ai chu mi khat to Manipur hung han lang subla pai hin ki po do an hung han lang le na goti a pia screening bol ta gan la ta hi le ja ma ringa chu boi tho din na Subnong amal sa mai na. Kaya so, do you have any sub-center in Manipur, Nagaland, or other place? Sige ahead no make.
Okay, thank you very much for asking. To hi wang hi sub center chu ka koi lo, but online na corona ji ahi online na video interview kala ji at least video interview as I can see, even though real la ki mo bang chu hi at least I can see the face, or at least something I can see. Sil khat chu ka ga chu do ting chu le preliminary screening ti dham chu sai yo ting chu le amo Guwahati ahong wintin they can get the admission to July hi online kaha bol so be because traveling long time had restriction and ja so online Manipur student hen lang, Arunachal student hen lang, adang state ho hung thailo ho som khat so inter district ho ban imama anati lai wang so online bo ka bol ju interview ho ai wang so simdinga hung teng la jon ki mo tho hiya. But already like 80% ki hesita, so it's so video interview bolte hain chule all
Okay, kipame.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Good evening, Sister Kimsi.
Hi. Good evening.
I would like you to please answer some of my questions, okay? If you mind.
Please ask. I don't mind.
First of all, is Rahi the name of the institute, Aviation Institute?
Yes, Rahi means Red Wings Air Hostess and Hospitality Institute.
Okay. Then what exactly relation do you have with the Rahi Aviation Institute?
Rahi. Okay, go on.
In the sense like ipidin mo na napanham salay Rahi Aviation Institute na.
Okay, training here bona can kavet switch training here bona adi so munzo si ki pang thailo na munzo si I cannot involve myself ye so manpower ong koi ngaya chi so training here bona he can kavet tu so training zo se plus marketing hen lang abana administration lang hen lang so zo se ang so give it honor ekya so ra ni ita ha.
Rahi thu during placements ahin na. Do you usually go with does your trainer goes from Rahi Aviation Institute journey along with your trainees for interviews, or do you send them alone for their interviews or with their families?
See, interview hi tamro hi Guwahati ahong ziu cho na. To I Guwahati ahong lao chun they come like Radisson Blue hi lo wala Vivanta Hotel. So teni khat zo ahi hong ziu cho. Sometimes Novotel ahong ziu cho. Eche cho ahong teng lao chun campus recruitment here. So the student can go, student ho student so chang sa ka so ji so like mi som ni ham so ready here mi som ni ka solo mi som hi mi som ka solo HR in iza ngai cha na mi za ta ka solo ta so hi nga awanga sometimes yes Kolkata Delhi Mumbai hi le chun either trainer khat ka che thau elo le team ho khat na like somebody that I can trust so to ka sol tharis I lo ale a student also ama parents don't see no ama tu ta so I don't have any restriction on that. Amo choose amo they are amo if they want to go by flight their choice, if they go by train amo choice they also ka girls can.
Okay, now institute na here. Does your trainees practice or train for the ditching emergency situations?
Ditching ho hi we ditching exactly to Hilo, but yes, we do have swimming course. We have a swimming class for them. Aviation course la ho bo swimming kapizia, hospitality ho wang sung ai lo here, so yeah, so they are not involved in that.
Okay, during training, is it compulsory for the SCC to learn the announcement demos?
Yeah, as an announcement, it's part of the module. It's part of the module in grooming, and so students are more in announcement. He either Hindi or English. Ani ni akihil ziuzo. They need to learn that.
Okay. I have also regarding an issue regarding epilepsy. Can you please give me the seizures?
Seizures.
Epilepsy avoidant to
may interrupt adang hon jang to no mai the hin adang hon phat an pen tau ti
Epilepsy is a medical condition hizukati. Epilepsy is a medical condition.
During epilepsy he nahon EPT measures nala uham passengers coma so.
Epilepsy he stays li here first stays here the person who has epilepsy, that person should know that okay epileptic fit ka na iditayati ko aki so intuition and because it's not their first time amon ananay so and obviously they know how to handle themselves, and then epilepsy ho he mostly they travel along with their family, like or their nurse or somebody or their doctor to hung tayo because kasi bang history anay sao hi so amo le mo atang sa traveling bol nga kisong zilo so and then apallo a doctor hoven so a doctor ilo la nurse ilo la zi ilo la ata khat zo ta zo khat pen pen zui tai tai. That's on the flight, during the flight also fit anay ding hi also what we do is first aider as a first aider to cabin crew also doctor hilo nurse hilo so but we are first aiders. So first aider as a first aider as EP treatment boldham it's also say student who equip ka bola student who ka hilzi so EP treat boldham it's also details also bona isay alison say saud here also to ama so tempat to also nanga het tape na就 say alison ama so atang sa traveling loading number 1, number 2 ama and already fit Canadian so a body movement a brain abon head ding so we just give them, we don't restrict anybody when somebody is having epileptic fit. We just pat the area around with like pillows or like soft items. I think there are some do's and don'ts anything ho koi loading fit so minute is at fit him and also time balding deep sleep makona awake he so minute is at so say beating in minute he's at so the fit in the fit to the epileptic fit so he's at in or once you detail like say page so and then accordingly and so records at destination a doctor ho coma so and then the rest is all up to the doctors what they do it. But during the flight we only do first aider and there's no medicine to give them. It's just like we just make the area, surround the area with pillows, blankets, and then we don't restrict, we don't give the movement for restriction only. Like free ta amazo afit sung se freeze ki ball pe so fraud im ho hundo alam mo ako na fraud hundo alazun. Later on we wipe it, we clean it. Yeah, cabin crew job is involving this dirty things also, yeah, which is not like the not so good side, let's say, but again every job has this good and a bad side so gahen job so se ati so mahen yeah so cabin crew also cleaner dong gi hi abana nita passenger khat so ti also medical condition hi tengle a balding dang umlo a lo dong ki thia a e dong ki thia ai wanga so so en ibolo le that is part and parcel of the job. So if you are really keen to become a cabin crew, then you need to be able to accept this side as well as the luxury side as well. So you need to be able to balance both and then accept. I hope I clear it.
Okay, for the last question, can you please tell me?
Okay, what is that?
Can you please tell me your experience when
experience in what?
DGCA when you can you please tell me your experience when you come up with DGCA?
Oh, DGCA. Well, India also DGCA here, but other Qatar lang also QCAA katiwa na same thing, same governing body here. So more so they ask you any questions. They can ask you the life jacket validity. They can ask you okay the CMC card and they can ask you flight deck door protocol. Do like whatever they ask you, you need to be prepared for that. And as far as I can say is that you need to be knowledgeable. The subject nga to master nahi ngayon. It doesn't mean that once you are a cabin crew, you need to stop learning. You need to still learn because refresher every year and feeding, and you need to be passing in all your refreshers. So basically you're handling people every day. You can come across a medical situation on the flight every minute, every second, every hour. Me heart attack hitay, koi tama so epilepsy hitay, koi tama so asthma attack hitay. Any kind of situation you come across in here. So every medical condition also EPT treat boldham as a first aider. So you need to refresh yourself all the time. Abana the aircraft type, if aircraft type manager, Airbus, Boeing, so you say so. Adore is that namam adore so if operate boldham, ditching it operate boldham, crash landing it operate the boldham. Upon sige so you say so. Nang in silent review, kitin silent review when you are doing your takeoff and landing. That's the most crucial stage ahin. It just stays whole silent review ke bolzi ahin. Tupe nahi ditching hi alahiti ka bol ngayam. Because you need to review all the. Because in case crash landing hi ditching hi you need to put those drills into practical. Flight duty. Unless you know your knowledge, unless you know your book, you will not be able to do any treatment on a ball tailor. That's what I can say. So DGCA ho ni pinadong na subject you don't need to be scared. The QCA ho and lang yung ipinado bon sige so na het di nang man na answer thay di because you know it, you're doing it every day. So every day and ball things so you there's no chance of forgetting it. Plus you're reviewing it every day. So yeah, so you don't have to be afraid of anybody.
Thank you, Kimsi. Question Kamkat Aumin. Quickly, na ipat zong kitai tain.
Yeah.
It's like question ho he nang zong kyong unmute ki ball loading na nangin zong quick ta gang chala hichi na hin don with ding ka dayin na se chu detail da na se ya hele tu za now se chai lo du hi in pat dang da ting no se ki du hin tin hi zong le het no mo hi se chu hin gang chalin hin
Yeah. Okay.
Air hostess hi ipi airline ana na to padem chule iti kumana na to panham.
Okay, air hostess Jet Airways akan nagipat hiya. And then I started at 2008.
Ale question 2 na chu Manipura hi rahi branch kondo de plan future plan niyam. Hello ha san na ipi umam. Ipi inan plan gelam. Okay.
Kanaya. Rahi himun tinahon dibon kiti aso.
Chile rahi student capacity intake is at diana gonem.
Intake wahi thousands valon like capacity hi campus hi adang classroom upgrade ka bol the na. So I can have even 5,000 10,000 so I'm okay with that. So.
Okay. Faculty or PPI experience nahi hum.
Faculty hi hospitality lanu hi hotel industry 5-star hotel manager resign here na sinusriya very qualified here so because I take the interview can faculty ho zo se interview kala masat jia abana interview kala zo ting long so le within 2-3 months kavet na lai din hi na performance kavet ding kana performance na hildan kalung thailo wale I'm sorry then you have to leave katipi very clear na ka say so all of them are very much qualified here.
Okay, thank you. Tuni ka essential written at chunna chai hitin. I'm so sorry say here maliking aida mo hitin as itu program detail to white in beleo hen question ki dong ho chu tampi answer umahiin plus atu say pe da chu white ai na ngayo ba hile ido ho zong chu answer tampi ana sa hitain tungai leo khat wang koi ma ke yong ka koi mo pun nang ho zong koi mo pun hi zong le say hi tungai hi leo khat ki hambol je diu ka dei sa in na chi webinar hi zong le ei ho ki ka hi zi chen ngai lu na za lai se yu hin tin tun tha speaker nu ka pa cha na sang ta ka pi inom na chi tham pi question ki dong ho zo si detail ta ena bon chi ke na hen se in an ke yong ex cabin crew ka hi in ka training lai hoi mo zo si ka gel do in like question ho chung ki do teng le situation ka na to ho zo si ong kyong ka hin gel do in ka lung zo a helin na Tizi atu nang tun have hichi speaker no hin na bol hoi ma zingin cái hi leng hi chan ge chu detail ta explanation ka pe lo de hin iwang phawin ama tabang tu ni tha a training institute len ta a hon do nga zong e ho khang lai ti a dinga detail ta question ki dong ho zo si alien ania no hela hoi ta e sei tha pi wa kichi siala e hil chi zalo vin ama chunga ki pa thu sang ta e sei yovin ama chu sei na ko nin ibe na hile aviation hospitality line a hin kinep na omin lunglu zong omin thano zong omin it's mi hon aviation I lo le cabin crew ti teng le air hostess ti teng it's like a glamorous job at using on hen na he nge chu hi in a hin wang kun ha ka sei nom chu cabin crew ho hi they're like a doctor long hi win nurse song hi win security are there like a emergency situation so see handle ball hey he win be it fire hi lo le water ditching ho izakaya ama ho hi well trained training so ta bol wa im zo si well trained hi va hi in experience hoi ta ne yo hi in hi zia choma ho hi a hoi na lang pang a glamorous type bo hi lovin ama ho til bol thei dan ho jong chunio khat ka ga se hin tin ekipa pi ma zengovin ama institute yong training institute yong tu sanga hoi zo le phazo hum khan to jing ding ong ma chal jing ding chu best wishes evolving mabana webinar ho hum tenga jong le tu ni tha pan hin ho zo si avela pan hin la ki ding in ta hin temen hi webinar sunga ke moderate bol na a ka sei khil ka sei walum kha hile mi him hina sei khil kha ale pathi minin ki ngai da mo tin hoi zo phazo che o ma hile tu do kom che wa inam su le gam su ngo khanglai te khan to na ti ba padila kom che ding hi ti chu ka sei nom hin tu in word of thanks say ding in Reverend S. Kai kahin ko ve
ki pam le jeng in angdong lam hil tu ni nunga ni pan sa le mi yo si chu pau nom so ke jeng hung bang jeng in ai voi le jeng ai na yong to nuk na ka hi tin lao tin
die
ne no mo ti lo loi hi inzowa lina na sei banga chu aviation le hospitality lang pa sang nga chu rahi pa cha ha bolai bol ta le kilo nai le ipi yong la pho tho ve tin lao tin ki pam le jengin aden kim si tho tam pi na nei chu tu nin jong mu do the na min eyula chu ta bang thu pha iti sei dam kunung chan ge ya dinga thil tam pi bol do na ding lu na hin kena paita nan bol good chu ka ki pa pi le jengin no kasan chule khangdong tampi dinga phachom din kata sanin tuni lain itabang thu ngai dinga chun nunga gol hang tampi a hung kain som sagi lagu tabang som get tabang bel zumai umun chule video YouTube live streaming yong ki bola hi je chun zuma zaw do dinga yong ki bola hi je chun mi tampi in na thu sei cho ngai na pat chom pi te kata sanin chule angdong lamilin bol thei thei chu hin ki bola kum khat kum ni hung nai lam hi dinner in bol oi tan chule jing ni la ting do la kai khom worship service pung sagi ai nei di bai ichi bol na wa hin zat chom fil chom che discipline chom che a ko na mi hil tam pi hin ki mangji hi thano min tu ni la jong hi ki bol khalo line khati bol hi je chun mi tam pi na thano pin chi video recording ki bol hi YouTube along ki koya Facebook ni le group ni le Facebook group thum le WhatsApp group ni chule website khat jong ko no hi je chun cho zo sia bon chang ke khununga mi ngai da am ki koi de hin cho chu ka ki pa naw ka vet sa naw hi je nga hin angdong lam hilin I ma thilpe ki pe zo ji pon apang zo se yong hi ama voluntary a phat jong ki pu do internet jong ki pu do azum hi fundraise ka bol ba ka cho ji na la yu awat le ke hon ka pu do ji wa hin ije chun director hi nan khangdong lam hil le tuni tha hung kai khom ho zo se tha kelin kim si chunga avelin ki pa thu ka hin phong ne chule Miss Lina tiutin ka chanu chun kamin jong chu kale langan se na lai es sat kai ep te yam nalwas do khat ta ka sot thim pha na chu ki phalam hin tin ama yong hi ilawa sin thei ta khada hin Miss Queen Northeast le Miss Bharat anala chule tuni ra ai bol line a jong izan hamna chis khat sai je chun hate chan hoi selin in lam kai pion kitup ta in fel ta in kim sin ki thu pi to yong aba na hum ji na la phale jeng ama chunga se ro lu pa thu velin ka ga phung ki din tuni ra hung kai khom hi za thei ta ta jong mi aumin official len bureaucrat ho hin ulama na tong ho jong hin chule khangdong muntina hung kai ho jo se abon chau chunga ki pa thu khangdong lamil benin kai phungin ai theile discussion I bol dan chun zo wa lina na se banga chu ki thim chu je moitin na do diu hi jang pe na ma na do diu hi lovin a conduct um hi jen conduct na pi diu conduct in a pi sa ji ding bun bol le kan ikido diu dan chu chule mi khan in question thum le li chang a pe pe na la chai hi lu ki ti chu chi nei thei be se lo hoi lai muna jong ki thei lo kanin ido nom chu sam up bola aiding a jong phachum angai ho ding a jong hum phachum ding do ding aiding se hilowa ti hi pate chan na gyal ding ka ti mun a je chu khangdong la milin na ki bol hi khangdong ho vet zui thei ding a chi hoi thei pen ta ding chu ki gela hi ja chu hoi thei pen ta khununga min I tik webinar bola nei hamat ti lo na di wa hi bol di wa ka hin te nei ve chiong thal khat ka ga se sau be hin tin ki pam le jengin phat pate cha phat chai chai thei je ke wa dam hi phat lo khat in light hong thi na la boil he jengin hi jong le al cha khat nin mu thei tho di wa hin pathenin phat the na bon tin ken pa hi ngai taw na in mong ka te taw he te engai lu wa hing jing ka pathen ka ki po ve nang man ki ta bang phat hoi sel nei pe wa de se na tu ni ni la jong ki ta bang kana bol kha lo line khat ki aviation le hospitality lam sanga thep na nei ka so pinu ka chanu kim si jong patakai cha ho lim theyam na ba na jong mi ho boina dung boina jo se clear board he ja hum jin ka ki pa na min lo pi ka thang baw nei nangman lung thim pha tam pi na pi hoi kunung pin thil pha tam pi bol do nan pan san lang a bol do thil hoi nangma su min lo he la hin ko man the na din phat thei boin tia jong ka taw pi wa hi ka pathin ana to na kichi rahi ti jong hi pathin na lunga hi ai le mi hona bol the keu lo ke hodinga jong ki bol moding le sit chungai lo hi je athil bol hi lol hin san lang kunung chan dia mi tam pia dinga phachu min semin ta na phat thei bo nge na ka taw pe hi chele ma hin ko jeng jong koin lang ki thu pin lang ato tham na iza ka ya hin lol hin sa pe dinga ka taw hi chele tuni tha hum pang khom zo se am naw che dam thei phat thei na pen lang tu lai dam mo ve se na ho to jong chum khena jing tha kai khom ho jong ki pa le thano ma ka jaw khom che ki the na divin ka lung sen na ne pe ki tho pi wa khat che dam thei phat thei nei pi wa ka ki man cha nau nang ma hung pang jing ding ngai cha ai changa chu e ngai lu wa hing jing ka pa kai jesu krista me na ka ta hi amen amen ki pa me kim si
Amen, amen. Ki pa me. Na fiel mo mong ve. Kim si na fiel mo mong e.
Moderator mana sih? Time zone 9:30. Atong kha in short video of that.